We are here, you motherfuckers. It is Wired in Wednesday. Oh, wow. 35 people off the jump. This ain't bad. This is pretty good. That's pretty good, man. It is Wednesday, so like every Wednesday, we are wired the fuck in. For everyone that is new here today or people that have been coming and trying to get them, it is Wednesday, which means we are raffling off a pair of Astro A10 headphones. All you got to do is sub to the channel. If you got Amazon Prime, that shit's free. Spend Bezos' money, all right? You don't need to worry about yours. You can spend old fucking Jeff's money, all right? And then you subscribe to the channel, and then you hit exclamation raffle, and we're good to go. You might fuck around with some headphones. Today we're here with a longtime friend of mine and pretty much the dude in Colorado, Adam Stroul. How the fuck you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How we doing over there?
I'm good. I like Monday through Wednesday we got a little childcare up in this bitch, so it's like that's the time that I like have to make music, but I'm still trying to teach myself to like be creative before I have like from 8 to 1. From 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and I'm just not I can't do it. So I'm trying to be creative at 8 a.m. but it's a pain in the ass. So it took me.
Usually studio time gets creative at the nighttime, right? It's a late night thing.
Yeah, that's normally how I work, but I got a little baby sleeping underneath me now, so I can't really
And man, I know how that goes.
slap out. Oh,
Ask
shit.
Adam where my buyouts are at.
Bird, good to see you finally here. Hey, Bird, I want to get you on one of these, you fucking old curmudgeon.
Yo, happy belated birthday.
Oh,
It was
yes.
Bird's birthday a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Bert. I saw some stuff. I saw some stuff on the internet. And then I think I fell asleep, and I'm super sorry. I love you. Happy birthday. Melissa Messner gifting out 5 tier 1 subs. Pants got one. Jagman So Dope got one. And Big Moosey Farts definitely got themselves a motherfucking sub to the channel. I hope you guys win some headphones. Well, so it's not like you got like this big social profile. People don't know. So for the people that don't know, what is it that Adam Stroul does?
I book shows all over Colorado. My partners and I own a little independent club in Denver called Cervantes.
Mm-hmm.
And my talent buyer partner, Scott Morrill, and I also work over at AEG. So if you're familiar with the Colorado music venues, that includes the Bluebird, the Gothic, the Ogden, the Mission, the First Bank Center, most Red Rock shows, Fiddler's Green, and a bunch of others.
Shit. So all the shows, pretty much all the shows in Colorado, in the Denver, northern Colorado area, it seems like you guys got a grasp on, and that's definitely how I know you. I mean, I remember cutting my teeth back in the day in Denver, and like when the Soda Jerk guys were around. I don't know if they still are around. Are they still around?
No, Mike sold the Black Sheep to Jeff Brent, and then Live Nation bought the business. So the Marquee and the Summit Music Hall are now Live Nation venues.
Shit. Well, I remember that was like the
Mike's
move.
chilling on the beach now.
He's chilling on the beach?
He's chilling on the beach.
Damn. Yeah, that was like coming out of Colorado, like growing up in Fort Collins and knowing that if I wanted to see growth in the state, I needed to pivot over to Denver. And I wasn't living in Fort Collins at the time. I was here in Seattle, but Fort Collins is a place that we could still put like, at that time, like 300, 400 people in the room. That was big for the early aughts. So I made a pivot, and I just remember just like eating shit forever and like trying to get on those Soda Jerk shows and working and then playing the Marquee, right? The Marquee Theater. And so we were consistently selling that out, and then we were like, fuck it, Red Rocks is in sight. So, well, we want it to be. And so, we're like, we got to make the pivot to AEG. And I think we played for a couple years with AEG, and then that's when you came around. And I remember getting offers for Cervantes and just being like, who is this dude? And then from that point forward, we saw your name everywhere. And everywhere in Colorado, it was Adam Stroul. Anybody coming through Colorado, it was Adam Stroul, especially in like the hip hop world. And, I'd be on tour and we'd be talking about like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah in Colorado. And somebody would be like, oh, my guy, Adam Stroul. Bird would be like, oh, have you talked to Adam? And it's like, okay, that guy's he is the plug now in Colorado, and you have been with us for a really long time. And it's crazy to think about not only my growth in the state, but kind of where you started and where you've gone. And I'm always interested, especially in that realm of those things. Did you want to, like, how the fuck do you get into being like a talent buyer? Because it is this like, we can get into like more of like the nuances of it later, but it seems kind of like gambling most of the time to me.
It's educated gambling. You for the most part, know it's going to happen. But yeah, anything can happen. You can lose money, but it rarely happens. But I got into being a promoter because I was managing some local artists. Some of them are your boys, like Whiskey Blanket. And
yeah,
when I wasn't getting the looks, my boys that I wanted from other talent buyers, I was like, you know what, fuck y'all. I'll rent your fucking venue and I'll fly in whoever I want, and then I'll put my artist on as direct support.
Yeah.
Then it kind of just took on a life of its own from there.
Damn it! How long ago do you think that was?
2008, 2007. It's probably when it all kind of really started there. If you remember the Methods, that was another band I was managing, and they were kind of like my main priority.
Wait, what was the name?
And the Methods, MTHDS.
Does
that sound familiar to you?
It does, yeah.
But yeah, them, Whiskey Blanket, then Whiskey Blanket put me on to your boy Macklemore, and like we were flying him in to open for Whiskey Blanket, and that was in like 07, 08.
Yeah.
And
that's
things took on like a.
Yeah, I think we did that show at the Marquee with Macklemore.
Yes,
that was the first show we
did
together. Yeah.
He opened up, and then I had him do some other shit around that, like up in South Park. I don't remember. It was crazy. He opened for Pep Love, on Zionai and Grouch, and then took off.
Dude, I've known that dude for like since I moved to Washington, pretty much. So like 2001, and watching that guy's fucking tornado take off was one of
the craziest things I've ever witnessed in my life.
Dude, I had like my motherfucking mom calling me, being like, "What the fuck is?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know." It's crazy.
If you remember, I flew out to Seattle for that fucking WAMU show. And you and I think we drank Ryan's bottle of Jameson.
Whatever. There's a million more where that came from. That's back when he was probably still drinking Jameson. Now he's drinking some shit that we probably don't even know about.
Some shit that we can't.
Yeah, some private cask shit that we're not allowed to drink. It's like cosmically not allowed for us to drink it at all. Yeah, WAMU, I remember Zach and them called me to do, he was going to do 2 nights at the Showbox. And we were all like, whoa, dude, like, slow down. Why don't you do 1 night? And he's like, well, Zach thinks that we can sell both out. And it's like, that's crazy. Because that felt so huge to us. And the Showbox is like 1,100 or something like that. And we're like, whoa, you pump your brakes, man. That's you're biting off a lot. And he sold out 3 nights in a row, maybe 4 nights in a row, and had like fucking Sir Mix-a-Lot and shit come out. And
yeah, that's right. Chad just kept adding them, and then the WAMU show, and then he ended up blowing out 3 nights at the Key Arena. And
Three
like,
nights at the Key Arena. I went to the second night at the Key Arena, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it's also crazy seeing something like that in your own city because it's localized, right? Like, I've played local shows. I remember when there was no local fans in Seattle. Like, kids didn't listen to local hip hop dudes. Like, you know, they were still coming out. They would still go to like a Cunning Linguist show. You know, we were fighting tooth and nail to get on like shows like that back in the day. But if Macklemore would have played a show, he couldn't have sold out the Chop Suey back then. And it took the Blue Scholars to fucking really crack the nut open because they were going to the high schools. They were like playing high schools and shit.
Yeah, and then there was like, I believe there was a show at the Paramount where it was Blue Scholars, Brother Ali,
Yeah.
and Mac at the bottom of the bill, and that's where like Zach Quillen saw it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking manage this guy."
Yeah, I did a song with Brother Ali on that
On that show.
Yeah, we played Tragic together, and yeah, I remember that as well. I think maybe Saul played too, or some shit. I don't fucking know. It's been the same motherfuckers around here. It's been the same motherfuckers for, I feel like, a decade at this point. And when Macklemore blew up, everybody thought shit was about to happen in Seattle. Everyone was like, oh, fuck, I better get my house in order because shit's about to go large. And it just never fucking happened for anybody. And I think the main part of that is because there is no business here. There's like one management firm. They're definitely not going to take all of Seattle. There's no booking agents or anything like that. If there is, I don't really know. They're probably super small scale, but whatever. And then there is, you know, there's people like Melly and Shayna, and those people that you gotta know if you want to put your feet on those bigger stages and like kind of pay those dues.
Them some good bits.
And I don't think a lot of people were interested in making those contacts or understood that you needed to do those things to like further yourself. And I think just because there's an eyeball on your city doesn't mean that there's the resources for the things to happen that you want. And I've actually seen that happen in Colorado where there's like a lot of talent, but they stay put and they can't get it done from where they're at. And I think people like you are a really good connection for artists like that because you've reached out beyond your local scene. People know you everywhere. And that's because you're that fucking dude when you come to Denver. Kind of like Thomas and Albuquerque from the Two Zany Dudes. Like, there's just some people that no matter where you go, that name will ring bells with all these national artists. And that can bring a lot home business-wise to a place like Denver or Seattle. But I do wonder if it's like, you know, everyone's running off to LA or New York or Atlanta and now Chicago and stuff like that. Is it possible to have something like that coming out of Denver? Because I consider Denver the live music fucking capital of this country.
I think it's the number one music market.
It's crazy. Everyone's top spot is Denver. Like, everyone's. When you're like, what's one of your favorite places to play? And they're like, like Denver, some other shit. You know, like it's always in the top 5 for damn near everybody.
Yeah, everyone gets paid well, and they do amazing numbers here. You know, it's a big music community in Colorado. That's what people do here.
Yeah, but not like huge success coming out of Colorado. I mean, you have.
It depends how you look at it. There have been plenty of artists that have had their moments.
It's 303. The fucking what are those goddamn dudes? The Flowbots. Those guys.
Flowbots. I mean, but it's, you know, like that's like the two that you would put in like the hip hop lane, but you know, the Lumineers and jam bands and
sick.
Yeah, you know, you got the String Cheeses and the Yonder Mountain String Bands of the world, Pretty Lights, Fort Collins.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm lumping that in with hip hop because Derek back in the day with his group Listen was like the biggest group in Colorado when I was coming up. Like Listen was the
everyone
shit.
thought that was like the next Sound Tribe.
Yeah. And he was a pretty good rapper. He was a pretty decent rapper. Better producer. Pretty good
Derek's
rapper.
the fucking
But I do
Derek
wonder,
is
is it possible for those things? Like, do you see a future in Colorado as far as like the business is concerned, or do you think it will always be like a patrons market?
It can go both ways, bro. You know, like you just got to put out good fucking music, and you know, sometimes a song hits, sometimes it doesn't. You know, I don't think any of us know how or why certain ones hit over other ones. There are plenty of artists that I see, I'm like, holy shit, this music is fucking incredible, and that show is great, and then it just never happens. And I don't know why.
I mean, it's a million different things piled on top of each other, but it can also be like missed opportunities. It could be wrong connections. It could be timing, which it sounds so cosmic, but it's true. Like, timing can be everything when it comes down to music. Like, look at that fucking the Lil Nas X Old Town Road song. Like, that song came out at the perfect time, right
That's
when
the
social
biggest
media.
song in the history of songs.
Yeah, and it became the unstoppable song. But if that song would have came out like 2 years before that, wouldn't have done what it did. It took the power of something else, which was the fucking internet, to make that thing happen. And I also think with things like TikTok, a lot of people are looking for that kind of one-stop shop success. And even with that, like, take your top local dude. He's killing it. He's selling out shows in Colorado. Hasn't really toured anywhere else. He's coming to you to maybe get him on another tour. But just because, you know, just like going viral on TikTok, what do you do once the eyes are on you? Like, all right, you can do really well in your local scene, but how does that translate to make you like a national success? And does it take more than what you have access to locally? Because it's so fucking typical that people leave where they are to go to places like LA.
You know, a lot of times it really comes down to money and resources. It's like, you know, if you got to create the content, right? And if you can't create the content and constantly be pushing shit out on every possible platform,
yeah,
you know, how's it going to happen? Especially these days, it's all about the content now.
Yeah, it's exhausting. I'm trying to fucking adapt to that. And I'm definitely like slowing down, I would say. Like I'm not like what I was, you know, 5 years ago, where I was just like, fuck it, keep me on the road. Let's do this. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, just constantly turning that fucking wheel.
And especially once you have, you know, a wife and a kid, you know, it's not the same anymore. It gets harder and harder to be out on the road and be away. And, you know, when you're fucking grinding and, you know, you're not getting super rich, you're like, all right, you know, I've done this now. Now it's time to chill.
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked those questions about like what it takes to have maybe make Colorado stand out in the names with those other cities like LA, New York, and Atlanta and stuff like that. Because how can a place that has such a huge music scene not actually have the business? It's just, you know, you look at places like
LA.
LA.
Labels based in Denver. There's no, you know, major. I mean, you have Madison House here and 7S, the management company, and other than that, you know, the CAA and William Morris and ICM and Paradigm offices, they all exist in Nashville or Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, and you know, a few other satellite offices, but that's where all the shit is.
I mean, you don't even really need labels anymore. I feel like that nut's been cracked. As far as fans don't care, you know. I think there will be loyalists to things like, I mean, of course,
I mean, the label thing pertains to radio. And it's like, if you can get to radio, then of course you're going to see really quick growth. And when you have like a crazy marketing machine that can get you like the best placements on the best playlist, you know, that's where you're going to get your traction.
Well, and the money
and
to do those things.
Labels have the ability and the money to do that, and the labels have that. But you never know how long these careers can really sustain with those models. Like the way I see it, it's the best way to do it is like slow and steady, build your fan base, get a loyal following. And, when it does take off, the other fans see the other fans and they see that and they want to be the loyal fans, and it rubs off on each other, and they stick around for the long term. And, if you do that, then you have long-term sustainable success.
That's how we did it. That was the only comfortable way for us, is because it's like, if you took the other route, I'm not creative on the drop of a dime. I need to have a little life going on to have to reflect
you have to be inspired,
that onto my art. Yeah. And it doesn't really work for me. And I've known like a lot of songwriters, like a lot of people that have dashed out to LA and just like crush out songs and have done really well in that regards, but at the same time not really happy with it, because it's not. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. I would rather have my art reflect the life that I'm living, opposed to regurgitate the things that I know how to do well. Because I do avoid those things when I'm making records, because if not, I'm just going to make the same record over and over and over. And I constantly try to learn something or take a step forward with each record. And if you're doing that while you're part of a songwriting team, you're getting thrown out at lunchtime. Like, you're gone. You just need to do your trick. Do your dance over and over and over and over and over. And then you got another dude, or, you got someone over here doing the same, a different trick, and you just mix those together and you're just churning out songs all day. I would fucking shoot myself. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, that repetitive shit does not sound like, too much fun. That's one of the cool parts of my job is, it's not the same people or the same shit every day. I'm constantly building unique bills, and that's fun for me to get creative there and then work with a dope artist to make dope artwork and the whole presentation, the whole thing. And, every day it's something new. And sometimes, something falls in my inbox. I've never heard about it. I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking sick. And then that jogs some other ideas, and then I get inspired to do this. So it's, yeah.
I've always appreciated your input and your guidance when it comes down to that, because normally, when we think about doing a show, the promoter or the talent buyer is like, all right, what is it? And you're like, okay, well, this is it. And they'll be like, okay. But we can come to you with an idea and be like, hey, we want to throw a show. What can we do? Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And we're able to riff to like make that happen. And, case in point would be the boomerang effect. Like, I would consider you a huge part of that. And it got fucked because we weren't able to like do it for the second year, but it is something that I do want to consecutively do over and over and over. And
it will happen.
And that first one where you were locking, you locked down Dizzy Wright. I see Marley B in here who runs with those dudes. Like, you were able to come up with a lot of different artists that I feel like I would have maybe not thought of, because I even, like, in the first conversation, I was like, well, I kind of wanted to be all those old artists that inspired me to want to do this. And you're like, man, you ain't gonna sell any tickets. And I was like, all right, this makes sense. And you've been really good at like helping us find artists that push the limits yet still really fit the bill.
Appreciate that, man.
And that just shows that you like what you do, opposed to being like, I don't care, give me a fucking bill, fuck off. It just makes that experience so much better. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro. It's
Hell
fun.
yeah.
It's fun for us. Oh, hi, family. Have fun in gymnastics. I love you.
That's some wholesome ass shit. You got the dog coming in. You got the daughter, like the. That was a eat your heart out moment. Twitch, make sure you go ahead and feel the cuteness. Yeah, we already got an aw in the chat. Speaking of live shows, damn, Melissa Messner with another 5 tier 1 subs. Dude, I hope Bird gets one.
Dang.
Bird, I hope you get a sub. That means that Melissa Messner has gifted a total of 435 subs in this channel. Yeah. Just boss hogging on these motherfuckers. Flexing. Melissa Messner, you are loved. Thank you so much. Speaking of shows, last year sucked. To say the least.
That was a rough year.
The rough year for artists, rough year for someone like you whose livelihood is booking live shows. I can go and put shit on the internet and, like, you know, I can bring income in other ways. And immediately when we started canceling the shows from the tour, I was like, oh no. Like, how many of the, like, homies are gonna make it through this? Like how many of, like, my day one, like, promoters that I will, like, that I talk to outside of even, like, shows, like, I'll just, like, I have rapport with them. Like, if I'm in Denver, I'm hitting you up, you know, and vice versa. If you're here, you have my, like, come get me, man. Like, so, like, what happens? Like, do these guys gotta shift? I immediately started thinking of, like, the Two Zany crew in Albuquerque. I was like, shit, does everyone have a nest egg to, like, float through this? Like, can they get the fucking loan money? Like, what's gonna happen to everybody that I care about?
It was scary as fuck, man. I mean, there were just so many months of uncertainty. It was crazy. You know, I hope this never fucking happens again. That was the toughest year of my life for sure. And, you know, like November through halfway through February until the light at the end of the tunnel really started peeking its head out, like I was losing my fucking mind, bro. It was so difficult.
Yeah, me too. I definitely lost my shit for sure. I think I remember talking to you when we were, like, canceling Boomerang Effect and just being like
fucking for the 4th time.
Yeah, really fucking hard. So with that hiccup, where do you see this going? Are you hopeful for the? I mean, I know that you are.
I can give you some, you know, concrete evidence, at least for Colorado's sake.
Yeah.
You know, we're opening Red Rocks, you know, this month at 2,500 capacity, and you know, every single show that we've put up has blown out pre-sale pretty much.
Oh, really?
You know, nothing is for sure, but all signs are pointing towards at least outdoors 100% capacity by July. And, you know, indoor shows might be a little bit behind it, but, you know, we're still thinking this summer or by Labor Day, worst case. And, you know, at Cervantes, I've only booked a couple of them. My partner, Scott Morrill, and our other guys, Evan and Dan, have been doing most of it. But these, you know, 50 to 100 cap socially distant shows, and, you know, it's not a lot, but it's enough to get us by and cover our overhead. So, you know, hats off to them for keeping Cervantes afloat.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, we have shows that are coming up in a couple of weeks at fucking Red Rocks, and shows are happening at Cervantes, and, you know, before we know it this summer, we're going to be back to normal.
Dude, what is the first show at Red Rocks?
The first show is Lotus. Live Nation's doing 4 nights of Lotus. And then I have 2 nights at Trevor Hall. And then another buyer in our AEG office has 2 nights of Catronata. And then I have 3 nights of Zoo. Plus another 3 nights on May 9, 10, 11. So it's May 3, 4, 5, and May 9, 10, 11. So I got 6 nights of Zoo, actually, that are all sold out.
Yeah.
And then Sun Swabi is doing a night on May 6, Leftover Salmon, May 7 and 8. And we're, you know, I just went up with the Movement and the Expendables and Denim and a couple other guys on May 14th. The Expendables, yup, and all these shows are blowing out, man. You know, everyone's excited for music to come back, and it's going to be gangbusters coming out of this. Everyone's ready, and you know, I think this is going to be the biggest Q3, Q4 that the music business has really ever seen.
Yeah, I know artists, promoters, fans, labels, agent, like everyone is ready to get shit going.
Yeah, I mean, we're cracking. I mean, we're talking, you know, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. All of us are just going 100 miles an hour. You know, so we went from like 100 miles an hour to 0 miles an hour. Started slowly ramping up it a few times, and all of a sudden it was like, shit's happening. Let's fucking go. And
yeah.
Now it's absolutely bonkers, and you know, a lot of 2022 is booked, bro. You know, it's we're gonna be rolling shows out weekly for a long time. I mean, that's how it's always been. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild.
When it all happened, I definitely was like, all right, when things get back to normal or whatever, and I want to talk about that too in a second, but when we're allowed to tour again, pretty much, I felt that it was going to be just kind of like this mass wave of kind of top tier artists, everyone that can like sell a venue out. Like your agent is going to be running top dollar acts. Promoters are going to be buying top dollar acts because those guys want to tour. They want those shows because they need to sell out because they've been closed for a fucking year and some change. And where does that leave room for, you know, cats like me, as far as like booking full tours? Like, so I was like, well, I just got to take another year. Like, I just got to wait another year because it's just going to be fucking mayhem on the road. And I think at that point, you know, I'm not selling out all the venues that I play. And so I live off that guarantee. And I'm curious, do those guarantees go down because we don't know how this is going to be anymore?
No, I don't think so. You know, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but in you know, in some way, you know, because there's so much pent-up demand, the money maybe should go up. And people, you know, the economy didn't tank like we thought it was going to. You know, it was really us who got fucked, right?
Yeah.
So all these people that are, you know, used to going to concerts and bars have been saving all this money not going to concerts and bars. Yeah. So they have all this money to spend. You know? So like merch numbers are going to be up. Everything is going to be up, you know?
Yeah, my online store is paying my mortgage right now.
That's amazing.
That is what I live off of right now. So hit that online store, by the way.
Hey, hit that subscribe button. That's more merch. But yeah, man, of course, like, you know, this is not a time that we want to do a show that's risky and like lose money. But you know, I think everyone in this business, we're all in this together. And if something doesn't work out, we all know that we can have a conversation and, you know, be like, hey, the tickets aren't quite moving like we thought. Let's talk about saving us some money here.
Yeah. I talked with one of the guys from the Crocodile, and he was saying that he feels almost the opposite of me, and he was saying that he thinks it's going to be the local musicians that really put a stake in the ground for venues of their size. And you know, they've upgraded, but at that time, you know, the Crocodile was a 550 cap room, and that's nuts to butts up in that place. 550 cap.
I've been there for that. I think I've actually been there for that with you.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know, but their landlord pulled their lease on them, or they didn't renew their lease, and they went and bought a place down the street that was like, it's called the El Gaucho. It's like this like dinner fucking, I don't know, it's like a fancy place, like valet parking, kind of like this wide open dining room with like a live jazz band in the corner, and then they had like a little, you know, dark jazz bar below. And so they ripped it all out, and so they have
I'm like, that sounds dope.
Yeah.
It's fucking gone.
Yeah, ripped all that shit out, and they're gonna have a huge fucking showroom on the main floor, and then they're gonna have like a 300 cap room down in that little jazz bar, and then there's a movie theater and a hotel. So that place is about to be a fucking hub for Seattle. And since there was valet parking zoned in the front, there's fucking bus parking downtown Seattle that you can park your bus in front of the venue, which is
sounds like they're in a better situation than they were.
way better. Yeah. So, but before all that happened, Melissa Messner with 5 more subs gifted to the channel. Jesus Christ. Before that happened, he was saying that he thinks local artists are going to be the stake in the ground for a lot of, like, you know, 200 to 500 cap venues, because those caliber of artists might not be touring because the money might not be there, and it's going to rely a lot on local dudes. And I think that maybe that perspective has changed as we've watched things kind of pan out, but
I think it's different now. But I mean, everybody was speculating so much for so long. I mean, there were a million things that we all thought were going to happen. I mean, we thought the whole economy was going to be in the shitter, and that's not the case.
yeah.
You know, you know, you might see some more door deals in certain situations, but you know, for the most part, if you have history to market and you're worth tickets,
Yeah.
you're gonna get your guarantees, and the tickets are gonna move. People are just gonna be so excited to see their favorite artists, even if they've seen them a dozen times. They're just fucking ready to go to anything that they're familiar with.
Yeah.
People want to be around other people.
Well, we had that tour booked when
natural.
this happened, so we still got a lot of people that's like, are you gonna make it up? Are you gonna come back? And it's like, well, we're not gonna make the tour up. Like, we're not gonna like rebook the tour, but I would love to try to get back to some of those places. But we had some fucking places that I never go to booked on that tour, which is kind of a bummer, because I was looking forward to like getting back to some spots that it's like I only go when I'm touring with a bigger artist, or I went way back in the day, or I was there on Warped Tour or something funky like that, you know?
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know what it looks like for me, and I don't know what it looks like for everyone. Like, I've heard a lot of people talking about this passport, the vaccination passport. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean that's a whole different conversation. But you know, back to touring. Like, I think the 500,000 cap rooms are going to have a lot of avails, and you know, if you want to tour this fall, you'll be able to tour this fall, and you'll be able to put together a dope, cohesive tour. And as far as the vaccine passport goes, I mean, you know, I might get some flack for saying this, but I'm totally in favor of not allowing people into venues in, you know, sports arenas, stadiums, ballparks without a vaccine, because if you have, you know, an anti-vaxxer, then he's got 3 homies who have the vaccine. They're like, we're going. It's like, all right, now you're forced to get the vaccine. It's fucking science.
Yeah.
Get the fucking vaccine. Like, let's be done with this.
Yeah, and to help prevent this from fucking happening again, I don't want to do this again. My camera is just tilting. Yeah, I don't want to do this again, man. Like, we survived it this first time. I don't fucking know if I could do this again, you know?
Yeah, not unless the government gives me a big fat fucking check.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I didn't get any of those fucking checks.
I haven't seen shit yet.
Well,
and then, you know, they opened the shuttered venues thing, and the portal crashed. They don't know when they're going to be able to get it open again.
Ooh, them
Shit's
some good
nuts.
bits.
really?
Yeah, I don't know if that really made major news, but you know, that whole Save Our Stages Act thing got passed. For, you know, Dana Frank, the owner of First Ave in Minneapolis, she really championed this whole thing, and a lot of different people worked on this to make it happen. And there's a bunch of money carved out for us, and they've been taking their sweet ass time with the SBA to get this money out to all these independent venues. And the second they opened it up, the whole site crashed, and now Nobody can get through, and they don't know when they're going to open this portal again.
Oh my
So still waiting.
Damn. That's a fucking nightmare. Of course. Of course that shit happens. Solely Coast TV said, I agree with all that. We have to prove we are vaccinated for other things to just go to school. So this is no different.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. Props to
Yo,
her.
how does someone know that Prof's going to do a show in July?
She's like fucking #1 Gampo. She probably...
Who's Queen Gampo? Who is that?
Renee, right? I don't think she works for Stop House. I just think she's got her fucking ear to the ground, man. She knows.
No one should know about that show in July.
Queen Gampo just read your mind.
Am I going to get in trouble with Mike and Jake?
Nope, it's on them. They're the ones, they snitched on themselves. But for the sake of not pushing it any farther, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Queen Gampo.
When are we going to get P and Greaves back together, yo? We got to make that happen again.
I'm fucking anytime. We've been talking about trying to set up a tour for a really long time. So maybe now's the time.
I'm just yeah, that's me. I'm just a super stan.
She knows.
I love it. Prof's got a lot of heat coming, everyone.
I'm so proud of him. His glow up has been crazy this year.
Dude, for real. It's about to fucking blow out of this fucking stratosphere, man. That kid's going to be big.
Why am I echoing? Oh, I think I'm coming through his speakers. But now I'm not. You just never know.
No echo here, Cammy Jean.
Yeah, I think they're getting like, I come out of your speakers and then it goes through your microphone and then into Twitch. So, you know. It's the echo. Yeah, I'm so ready to get going again, but I also don't know what that looks like. But I think I had hit a crossroad where it was like, I got this kid coming. What am I gonna do? Like everything's gonna change for me. Oh, I'm definitely hearing that now. I'm like hearing myself. You ever heard yourself on the phone and you're like, wait, I can't focus anymore.
Yep, it's the worst. Like, all right, let me call you back and try that again.
Yeah. Well, Colin and I got a thing now where it's like my voice is like auto-tuned when I call him. Like I sound like a Daft Punk fucking song when I call him occasionally. I don't know what happens.
Turn me down the monitors. Bird, my dude.
Yeah, and we need to do
Bird, when are we going on a field trip, bro? Let's go on a field trip, Bird.
We need to get Bird. We need
trying to hit that cabin. Yo, yeah, DJ Bird was confirmed.
It's all right.
But we got to reconfirm him with a 50% reduction.
Your fan base is really off over COVID.
Field trip life. Bird,
we need to get you on here, man. We need to talk about how you know Dub C, and
is it possible to add Bird right now for the last 10 minutes?
I wish.
It's only 2 people?
Because this is like a it's hard.
He said, "Pay me back for my flights." Bird? Do you still have those flight credits?
He does. He's good. We're gonna bring him out. Hey, Bird, you ain't gotta play Doors no more. You can. I'll play Doors. You can headline.
Yeah, Bird, you get the tweeners, man. So like, you get Doors and direct support.
Oh shit, that's a hot spot. I was really looking forward to hearing that. When's the last time you DJ'd a set, Bird? I want to know what your playlist is. Like, what's he got in the crates? Does he show up with actual vinyl? Is he doing 40?
Bird, are you still making your Spotify playlist? I haven't seen a new one. I am your manager.
Where's the subscribe button? Rick, you're not subscribed? That's fucked up, dog. Well,
is the echo still going?
It is, yep. I'm coming through your speakers.
It's coming through mine?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's my voice coming through your speakers and then back into the computer. It's crazy.
How the fuck is that possible?
Feedback loop, man. Seems better now, though.
Is that better?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Where's Hawk to fix the sound? Shit. We have hit 50 minutes, so that means there's 10 minutes left on the stream. So I do want to say, if you haven't entered the raffle yet, now would be the time to subscribe to the channel. Looks like, Rick, you just got it. But go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit exclamation raffle. And due to our good friends at Astro, we are giving away a pair of headphones every Wednesday. So make sure you come through, slide through, win some fucking headphones, play some games with them, listen to some porn or some audio books, whatever you want to do with your headphones. They're great. You're going to love them. It's fantastic. Adam, moving into 2021, even into 2022.
Ooh, them some good bits.
I hope this shit has an upward trajectory. I hope that we don't have to do this again. I hope that people like you don't get pushed up against the ropes anymore, and you can come out swinging, and everything is like, it sounds like shit is going on the up and up with the Red Rock shows.
It's definitely on the up and up, man. Everything is looking up. We're all having a blast over here, you know, just filling dates, getting shows booked. You know, a lot of tours moved to 2022, but a lot of tours stayed in 21. Yeah. And, you know, it kind of gives us an opportunity to be creative and you know, make some cool shows happen.
And what
you know what I'm saying? There's some cool bills.
Melissa Messner with 5 more subs gifted to the channel. I do want to say that when this whole thing happened, a lot of people were like, oh, well, we're going to do some like live stream concerts or some shit like that. And that will never replace what you do.
No.
That will never replace that live atmosphere, that feeling that you get from being in a room, the sound system, the lights. And people don't understand how much actually goes into these shows. It's not like we just show up 20 minutes before we play. I mean, some motherfuckers do, but like there's a production value and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that go into a venue to make it feel the way that it feels. And you can't simulate that on a live stream. You can't simulate that on the internet.
You can't, man. Or in a fucking drive-in either, you know? It's nothing will ever compare to the feeling of the lights going down at a packed concert venue.
Yeah.
And, you know, that just is what it is. And, you know, we can't wait to deliver hundreds and thousands of these experiences across the country. You know, it's going to be a really exciting time. The Roaring 20s. Here we go.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking ready for it. So, you know, with that being said, wear your fucking mask. Get vaxxed if you can, you know, if it's available. I got an email today saying the end of April in Washington for Kaiser patients, anyone over 16 and over, it's like, it's open season. You fuck around and get that vax.
Yo, get that vax.
There it is. Yeah, I got my second Moderna shot a couple weeks ago, or like a month ago now.
Nice. I get number 2 on Saturday morning. Bert says, Adam, what's your favorite Fish song? I'll have to say Birds of a Feather. Bird Life.
Damn. I don't know any Fish songs. I know Trey Anastasio is a name. That's about my extent, the extent of my knowledge on Fish. I did get super fucked up at a Leftover Salmon concert at the Mishawaka when I was a kid, though.
Well, why don't you fly into Denver and come to our Leftover Salmon shows at Red Rocks?
Dude, I would actually be down. And
Act
I
the
know
fool.
Jarshi is in here. Jarsh and I grew up together. He would be down. He would be down.
Yo, what up, Jarshi? Divided Sky is a fire Fish song.
He said, not that I would know.
It's like, you know, everything off Hunter. Great album.
One group that I will definitely fly out, especially for the bonding with Jarshi over here, is if you ever book Pup, that Canadian kind of punk rock.
Danny Stacks has it confirmed.
I'm there. I'll fly out for that. I will fucking. I love that record. He hit me to it. We were at a bar, day drinking, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta check this record out. It's the shit." And I listened to it for like months straight. So I would fly out to see Pup. I almost did last time they were there, but I couldn't make it happen. But with enough heads up, Josh, I will come out and we'll go to Pup. We'll go to Pup together.
Let's make it happen. I'll make sure Danny hooks up a couple of comps.
Fuck yes. We're going to Pup, Josh. It's happening.
Let's go.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for joining us. We have a...
Graves, thank you, buddy. I love you, man.
I love you too, man. We have a weekly playlist that we do on Spotify. And, hey, love you, Bird. Love you, Bird.
Love you, Bird.
I really do, man. I appreciate the ever-living shit out of you. Everybody in the chat, Jay Bird is in here, and not only is he a legend amongst men, but he's also one of the best people I met in the music business.
And my fucking mentor. That's my fucking guy, dude. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for guys like Bird.
Yeah, he taught me a lot, and just, I mean, he works at Rhyme Sayers, and I picked up so much game, and I feel like Bird was one of the first people to be like, all right, who the fuck are you? To me, when I was on tour with Atmosphere back in 2007, and I've always looked up to you and valued your opinion, so it's good to have you here, Bird. One of these days, I want to get you on here, pick your brain about your long and winding road in the hip-hop industry. But we got this playlist. We asked somebody to pick a song every time they're on here. I believe Colin asked you, yeah?
Yep.
So what song did you pick and why?
I am going with an artist who is kind of new, out of SoCal, chill, kind of reggae vibes. His name is Denim, D-E-N-M.
Oh, sick.
The track is called My Wave, and this dude is just real authentic. He's got a bunch of other dope tracks, and his new album comes out on May 14th. And he's super dope. Check it out. Really, really dope vibes.
Cool.
You just want to mellow out, you know, drink a beer, smoke some weed. Denim, it's fire.
Well, we posted the link right now, so you guys can get a jump on the playlist by listening to that song now, or you can check it out on Friday when the playlist is dropped. Adam, thank you so much for coming through. There's just so much to know about this that there's just no way I could like pry it all out in one session, but I think a lot of people, especially here, are excited for things to get back.
They're all coming back. Everybody keep your heads up. We're all going to be getting together before you know it. Just stay strong for another month or two, and before you know it, full capacity across the country. So
you heard it. This guy's boots on the ground, all right? You can listen. You can trust Adam. He knows. You can trust Mr. Adam. He knows this shit. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in. This is Wired In Wednesday. We are gone next Monday for happy hour because Luke is going to be in Hawaii or some shit. And then I'm actually going to be driving to Colorado because I'm going to be in Fort Collins. My kid's going to meet his grandparents for the first time now that we're all vaxxed. So everybody stay safe. We'll see you... Shit, I don't even know. We'll see you in like 2 weeks, I think is when it is. Not this coming up Monday, but the Monday after that. We'll see you there. Take it easy. Thank you for the subs. Oh, wait. Who won the fucking headphones? Let me look this shit up. Claire Delune, 38. Hey, Claire, enjoy those fucking headphones. All right? You know what? You can go back for the next, like, I think it's like 20 days on the Twitch channel, and you can listen to the stream over again on your new headphones. It's crazy. Enjoy your headphones. Peace, y'all. Thank you so much, Adam.
I appreciate you, man. Love you. Peace, everybody.